Top of the morning to you lads. Let me tell you a story to help enlighten you on my thoughts regarding the first trailer of Andor. Being in high school, there are sports teams. There are cool sports like fencing, there are lame sports like soccer, and there are easy sports like rowing. For my sport, I chose to do wrestling. And on the school wrestling team, there was this kid named, let's call him Hank. Hank wasn't a great wrestler. I would even go so far as to say that he was a downright bad wrestler. But once in a blue moon, he would get into the ring with you and absolutely show you who is boss. It was rare, don't get me wrong, but when he flipped that switch, he went absolutely beast mode. That's kind of how I regard Star Wars. Recently, it's been pretty bad, but every now and then, it'll come out swinging and absolutely knock you for a loop. Unfortunately, as the years have gone by, there have been fewer and fewer of these times. For 3 terrible sequels, we got 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, which almost destroyed my faith in Disney taking Star Wars in the right direction until the Book of Boba Fett came out, which, let's just say, was a huge letdown. My point is, Star Wars can either majorly disappoint you or hit you with something that's actually good quality. And while they have a track record of being disappointing, Disney seems to have taken steps towards restoring the glory and legacy of Star Wars in the past few years. Well, maybe not steps, so much as getting shoved there by a few competent people, but hey, progress is progress. What I'm trying to say is that I don't know what to think about Andor. It could be really good or really bad. Let's go over the trailer and see what we have to work with. Andor is set in an era after Revenge of the Sith, and right before A New Hope. It's a prequel to fan-favorite film Rogue One, set 5 years before the events of that movie. It stars Cassian Andor, who, in Rogue One, is kind of a roguish pilot Han Solo-esque figure. He sacrifices his life to get the Death Star plans to the Rebellion, which, as we all know, leads to the Rebellion destroying the Death Star, only for the Empire to build a new one, and then the First Order to build another one after them, and then building a fleet of Death Stars. Okay, maybe stop designing your Death Stars with these tiny flaws that can always lead to the Death Stars exploding, okay? I'm noticing a trend here. I don't know, just a thought. I'm no emperor or whatever, but... Anyway, based on the trailer, Andor seems to be set on a planet that is yet to be invaded by the Empire, and the premise of the show looks like it's in the process of the Imperials coming in and taking it over. And even though Cassian Andor is in the trailer for all of 6 seconds, it seems like the show is going to be documenting his journey of resisting the Empire and either finding his way to the Rebellion or completing a mission for the Rebellion. Again, the trailer is very unclear about his role in the show. It focused way more on characters that have literally never been seen in Star Wars cinema before, although there's probably going to be someone in the comments going, actually, 1 minute and 12 seconds in, if you freeze the frame and enhance by a factor of 34 billion, there was a glimpse of an unnamed person who was in Mon Mothma's briefing room in Return of the Jedi. Yeah, okay, sure, buddy. You know what I mean. Anyway, this show looks like it's going to move away from the flashy, bright style of the sequels in favor of a film that has a similar atmosphere to Rogue One, with a grittier and more down-to-earth aesthetic. There are almost no bright colors, and there's a lot of gray and dark olive green. And quite frankly, I'm all for it. I'm not convinced that Star Wars needs to be geared towards kids. Now, there's a lot more money in it for Disney if it's made for children, but we can hope that they resist that temptation. Obviously, no Star Wars movie is going to be rated R, but I'm down for them to move in a darker direction. The writer is Tony Gilroy, who also wrote Rogue One, and if that's any indication of how good he is at writing Star Wars stuff, then he should just get complete creative freedom over this. I really don't want Kathleen Kennedy to sick her goons, writers on this, because I'd rather have a Star Wars adventure that doesn't make me want to violently vomit every 20 seconds. I already talked about how there are no familiar characters whatsoever, which could actually be good. It would be really easy for Disney to keep milking the legacy characters, so the fact that so far it looks like they're not is almost impressive. It either means that they're confident that the other characters are good enough to carry on their own, or that they just haven't shown us the legacy characters that will be involved yet. I don't know. There also seems to be a side plot surrounding some random lady, and based off of the context that they showed her in, it looked like she's in the Senate. They didn't really tie this to Andor at all, but speaking as a 16-year-old kid, my instinctive gut reaction, hardened by years of life experience, is that this lady is representing the planet where the majority of the show looks to be located in the Senate, and the Empire is trying to target her in some way.
They're watching me now.
But what do I know? Only time will tell. Overall, I think that Andor looks like an interesting concept following the same style of Star Wars cinema that Rogue One did. It could be really intriguing and well done, or it could be bland, boring, and uninteresting, with bad, lackluster characters. It could rival the success of The Mandalorian, or it could suck worse than my 23-year-old vacuum cleaner. I guess we'll see. Subscribe for more, and comment what you'd like to see me review next. Thanks for watching.